It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Indianapolis Colts and the Baltimore Ravens. And it's all up next.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. But today, two AFC teams set to do battle. It should be a good one, as it'll be the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. But, Charles, this Ravens team been so successful in recent years, 10 or more wins in 4 of the last 5 seasons. What do they need to do to take that next step?
Well, the way the Ravens have played for a lot of their franchise history, we know the defense is going to take care of business. They're going to keep you in every ball game. I think on offense, can they throw the ball more proficiently, especially out wide to the receivers, and make plays that way to continue to open up running lanes for a team that we know loves to move the ball along the ground.
Now, meanwhile, for the Colts, CD, things change quickly in this league. Look no further than the position of Colts quarterback. In 3 years, they've gone from Carson Wentz to Matt Ryan, and now time to start fresh with Anthony Richardson.
And what a bold move from a Colts team that we're used to seeing bring in veterans to play quarterback. But they have a good offensive line if it plays to its potential, a terrific runner, and some receivers on the perimeter who can make plays.
They left in the middle of a cold night in 1984, but the Colts are back, and we're underway in Baltimore. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Ravens offense set to go to work, and it's Lamar Jackson now in his 6th NFL campaign who will lead the way.
All the talk of Jackson leaving the Ravens this offseason was just that, talk, as the two sides hammered out a deal that made the highest paid player in the NFL. And why would they want to separate? When he has the ball in his hands, great things typically happen.
The drive starts with a carry by Edwards. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. And you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll send a tight end in motion right. Here's Edwards again on 2nd down. Yeah, he'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. The tight end in motion right. On 3rd and short, they'll try option left. The quick feet by Jackson. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. It looked like almost some miscommunication defensively because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball, but the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. Fights him off. And a good stiff arm there before he's brought down on a nice little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts' 25-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical it would be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And he powers through the first wave, but he's going to be swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes a defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
Now they run the option on second down. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, a 15-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. This defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number one.
It should be number one, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And Dallas Flowers going to bring this out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So here come the Colts to take over for the first time, and leading the way is a number 4 pick in the draft out of Florida. Here's Anthony Richardson.
The moment Anthony Richardson's name was announced as the 4th pick in the 2023 draft, it changed the landscape and probably our viewing habits with the NFL. He is must-see viewing. Tremendous athlete, not a lot of experience, but the ceiling as high as it possibly can be.
They'll run with the former Bill, Zach Moss. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
Now it's Richardson. This one completes Alec Pierce. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 16 yards the pick up there. The Colts have a first down. So, Charles, take nothing away from this young man under center, because I know people think he's got a very bright future in this league, but I have to figure the defensive coordinators love the thought of squaring off against a rookie quarterback.
And especially if they have guys they can put together a game plan with that's going to confuse, disguise a lot of coverage, make this kid think a little bit. Because in college, he's seen a lot of things. Let's not get it wrong here. But at the same time, in the NFL, you can do so much more because of the athletes you have, because of their football IQ. And don't forget, you're going to throw a couple extra rushers at him as well. See if he can handle the pressure when those guys come at him.
Start of the second quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming.
What's the deal, y'all? It's something together.
They'll run out of the gun with Moss. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On third down, here's Richardson. That is caught. He's into space past the 25 and all the way down to the 17-yard line. A big play there for Indy. 42 yards.
A very early momentum changer there. Actually a dream killer for the defense because they forced a third down. Felt like they had a good chance to get off the field defensively, and then they got hit with that big play.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. They'll run on first down with Moss. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Richardson off the play fake. Throw right side, going to be complete to Moss. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Here's Richardson to throw. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they'd really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time, let's keep doing it until they stop us? Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive.
They'll run with Edwards here to begin the drive. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Shaquille Leonard in there to blow that play up.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Here's Edwards again on 2nd down. 5 yards will get them back to the original line of scrimmage, but now they're looking at 3rd and 10.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The game clock sitting at 2:02, so they'll get 1 play before the 2-minute warning. Play action. It's Jackson. He's got his target. That's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Now Jackson on first down. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 23 yards the pickup there.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Now a 2nd and 6. Again, Jackson. Setting up the screen here to Edwards. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. To throw is Jackson. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That sure looked like a nice call by the defense, and they're very cohesive in their coverage. As soon as he cut inside, they broke on the football and met him as the ball got there and forced the incompletion.
Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Colts going to take over now late in this first half. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Any questions of how they'd approach this drive were answered right there. They come out throwing, and they get a nice pickup here toward the end of the first half.
First down now, but that clock rolling. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Richardson looking to throw. He'll swing this out to Moss. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Second and 5. Second down, here's Richardson. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. The sack there by Roquan Smith. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report. The Ravens were led in that first half by who else? The former MVP, Lamar Jackson. He was able to take it in himself for the game's only touchdown. And you wonder if this coaching staff will ask him to do a bit more the rest of the way.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Nothing is our score as we get started again on EA Sports. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked out officially at the 21. And the Colts going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
6 yards there on the keeper. It's second down. A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
The throw on the quick slant going to be complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
Well, that's the kind of play that was lacking all the way through the first half. Maybe this can give them a little bit of a spark because they're not out of this game by any stretch.
On first down, Richardson. And his throw is incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
We're in Baltimore. Third quarter action, 2nd and 10. Moss on the give up the middle. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable third down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Arthur Mallett. And the Ravens are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
And that has to be a little bit discouraging, because after all their halftime talk, adjustments, and points of emphasis, their first drive ends with an interception. Absolutely aggravating if you're a head coach, because you spent all that time, gone through every situation possible, and it still ends in a turnover.
The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. Edwards now on 1st and 10. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Great to see Edwards back doing what he does best. Mr. Dependable for the Ravens backfield. He's faced injury woes the last 2 years, missing all of 2021 and almost half of 2022. but back at full strength now, he can be a load.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now a shotgun handoff to Hill. Fighting through it, he's got space. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And now Jackson will look to throw it. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops and escape this drive.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Jackson. They're looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. And the Colts are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. So that, Charles, maybe the play that this defense has been looking for.
They've hung in there, and if they lose this game, it won't be from a lack of effort on their part. The key question is, can the offense finally do something, because we're into the 3rd quarter, and a 0 is still glowing on the scoreboard.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Moss. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
That was good, tough running right up the middle, and if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
First down, they stay with Moss on the ground. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Richardson now on 2nd down. He finds his man, complete. It's Moss. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
That turns into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right, and after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
Here's a give to Moss out of the shotgun. And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this 3rd quarter of play. 3 quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Colts, so they've got the football, but they've got work to do, trailing here as we begin the 4th quarter. From the 44-yard line, here's a 2nd and 5. There, Richardson back to throw it. That's complete to Moss out of the backfield. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
1st and 10. Here's Richardson with it. Escaping the pressure right. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. An excellent run of 22 yards on the keeper and also a first down. Well, with him trailing here in the second half, maybe his legs can try to give this offense a spark.
And that's the benefit of having a young quarterback, right? Having a rookie, a guy who will say,
looking for Pearson. He's got him. Touchdown, Indianapolis. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Colts have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Charles, that's a pretty good response from a rookie quarterback. He's had his struggles in this game, including the interception on the last drive, but there he takes him down the field and puts it in the end zone.
I agree with everything you just said right there, and there's a silver lining to all of this, his resiliency. Because let's face it, when things are going bad and you're a youngster, they often continue to go bad. But in his mind and his actions, he said, this stops right here. And how about the positive play he just turned in?
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. That's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game, 1st and 10 here. 5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
They can't beat us straight up. I got you, baby. Gotta have it, baby.
2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. Another run on second down, trying to cover up. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Now the Colts will use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he has the Ravens first down, and it would appear that that's going to be the one to do it. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. Dancing to his left. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Samson Abuka able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that will bring up 4th down.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this punt sails over the sideline, and the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. So Richardson and the Colts now down 10-7, a little under a minute to go. They need, at minimum, 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Richardson. That's caught by his tight end, Kylen Granson. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Here's 2nd down. Richardson to throw it. That's complete to Pierce. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there, picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as the understanding where they are on the field?
Final minute, no timeouts at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10. Now Richardson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's McKenzie. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. I tell you, it has not been his best day throwing the football. He really needs to piece something together here.
All will be forgiven if he leads them into the end zone.
Here's 1st and 10. Richardson. A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
This one no doubt important for Matt Gay. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. With 3 seconds to go, if it's good, we're off to overtime. And no, wide left. It's no good. And a tough finish to this one.
Well, obviously, Charles, this was by no means an offensive track meet. I mean, the defenses were the story in this ball game. But, hey, they got enough points to get the job done. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
You're absolutely right about that, partner. In such a low-scoring game, it completely changes everything you had planned to do out there. Fortunately for them, they got just enough scoring to bring home the win. And in this